Hello, welcome to the Steam Release Podcast. I am your host, Dewey Bear, and joining me today is a very sunny and bright Roadie Pie.
Hey, thanks for having me.
And it's his first time on here. Nate. Okay, is it n8tehnotgr8?
It's a mistype. I was in a hurry when I was typing it. It's supposed to be Nate the Not Great, but I'm too lazy to change it, so I just made everything else mimic it. It's supposed to be Nate the Not Great. I just when I type too fast, I juxtapose letters. So
Okay,
it is supposed to be Nate
is
the Not
very
Great.
meme. I thought it was intentional, so
It wasn't. It was an accident.
well, it's a happy accident. Yeah. So yeah.
Very Bob Ross.
Your hair matches the frame of my overlay so perfectly, Road. My word. Perfect.
If we can just.
Rhodey always has the most amazing hair. No, seriously, you do. You always have the most amazing hair. It's so awesome.
Thank you. I'm still collecting hair.
You know, some people collect skin suits. She collects wigs.
I know.
Oh boy.
Keeps me off the streets.
Yes.
It's like, oh, that little old lady with the purple rinse. Oh, I'm going.
Follow her home. Oh no.
Oh no. This went to a dark place.
Wakes up the next day and she's snatched bald. What happened to my hair?
I snatched all her wigs.
I guess before we go into our normal release list, and of course our honorable mention, I just wanted to ask, what have you been playing this last week? So starting with n8tehnotgr8, what have you done?
I figured you'd go ladies first.
No, guess first.
This week I haven't really been doing a lot of anything. This week we were prepping for my daughter's 4th birthday. So we were cleaning a lot and taking care of her and doing the parenting thing. So I didn't really play a lot this week, but the few games I did play I played a game called Northgard, which is it's reminds me very much of an old game. I don't know, maybe Rhodey would know this because it was more popular in Europe than it was here, called The Settlers.
Oh yeah.
Very similar to that. You basically, you build up your little town and you send out scouts to find more area to colonize and build up and progress. It's pretty good. I've been playing it when I can't sleep at night. And it's very interesting, very fun. It's got a very Viking feel to it. And of course, the other thing I've been playing is, because I always play it, is I play Rocksmith every night just to keep working on keeping my hands moving and stuff for guitar. But aside from that, nothing. Last week I played a lot. Paradigm, Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes, Diablo, World of Warcraft, Realm Royale. Yeah. A lot, but this week not much.
Did you finish Paradigm?
I have not. I'm still stuck, and I refuse to go out for the walkthrough, and I refuse to go back and change the difficulty for it to give me hints, because that's not how adventure games are supposed to be.
No, I didn't. I went through it without checking anything, so and again it's far more satisfying. Which bit you stuck on?
It's the second time you go back to the not a drug dealer house.
Yeah.
I'm stuck, and I'll figure it out. I know I gotta work it out. I don't have the time. Yeah. Paradigm, John 3000, jerk. But it's really fascinating and really disturbing at the same time. This is the best way to describe it. I love the art style, but as you can see, the characters are kind of creepy. Very creepy, actually.
I really like it. I really, because I've played it and completed it. I love the humor. I love the artwork. I love the strangeness of it.
It is definitely not a common, what I would call a common American sensibility when it comes to the humor and the weirdness to it. But I am digging on it. I do like it. It's just I am stuck, and I haven't had time to go back and play it, so I'm just stuck for now. So we'll see how it goes. But I am enjoying what I've played so far. There was another one I played. I don't remember the name, but it's like live video. It came out in the last Humble Bundle. It's like an FBI suspense mystery adventure game.
Is that the Shapeshifter one?
I don't know, because I only played like the first 5 minutes of it.
Okay.
Yeah, time has been short. Oh shoot, what's it called? I thought I could just take a look at my list real quick, and I'm not seeing it. Okay, I can't remember the name of it. But if I remember, I'll say it.
And you mentioned Rocksmith. Rhodey, have you been still hitting that?
Yes, yeah, I have. I'm still improving, so that's good, because I'm not like growling at it and then you say, I'm not playing this again or something. But every time when you kind of don't get it right, I think after maybe once or twice it will say, would you like us to lower the difficulty or the score so you can progress? It's like, no, I don't need you to patronize me. I'll get it. Don't you dare. So yeah, I have been playing that, and the game has been patronizing me. And
it's like they're putting you in a dunce cap and seating you at the front of the class.
Yeah, it's like, well, Brody couldn't get it right first time.
One of the interesting things for Rocksmith for me is a lot of people don't realize when they see me play a song, they're like, wow, you obviously are a pro at this. Like, no, you don't seem to understand. Look at how many times I've played this song. That's a count of like 43 times. It took me 43 times to get to where I'm playing it now. I mean, I've been playing for almost 5 years now, and I've still got a long way to go to get good. I mean, I still every day I play, I still get better. So yeah, just don't just ignore the game being mean to you, and just tell it to sit down and shut up and keep playing, because you'll get better. And most people get better a lot faster than I do. So yeah.
Well, it's like it was a while since I first started playing, like when I was in my teens and my late teens and my 20s, and it's just like now picking it back up again, and it's like you have to recallus your fingers, so it's like you have to, like, even though you want to play, you got the motivation to play, you got to give your fingers a rest, because it's just like, no, it's it's a bit too much.
I've had streams where I ended with my fingers bleeding, so yeah, I know that feeling. And I go, I gotta stop, guys. They're like, why? And I hold up my fingers to the camera, and they're going, is that blood? Yeah, that's blood. If you don't play every week too, if you don't play regularly, they go away. They go away quick too, so you got to keep at it.
Yeah.
Well, I do.
Absolutely.
But yeah,
sorry.
What other games?
Go ahead. I was just gonna say, I'd never played guitar before I played Rocksmith. So, I mean, I had like a class in junior high that was like classical guitar, and the guy was like, the teacher was really brutal about having to do it exactly the way he said it, and I was just like, this isn't for me.
Oh, that's no fun. Now, I used to have lessons, and then I was in a band, and I played mainly bass for the band, but I would pick up the guitar sometimes as well for the band. So yeah, just like trying to work out how to this for it. So yeah, that's what I used to do. It was good. It was fun.
I've played guitar on stage a couple times, and I've played drums on stage a couple times, and that's about it. And it's always rhythm guitar, because I'm not a lead guitar player when it comes to like making stuff up.
Yeah.
But yeah, almost 5 years on the guitar and about 20 years on the drums, and I still suck on the drums.
I'm sure you don't. Nate does this. Nate says, no, I'm not very good, but yeah, I've seen you really tear into things, and it's like really amazing. So you don't sell yourself short. Definitely not. You always do. But don't believe in people. Don't believe him. He's very good. Very good. But I only played one thing this week. Well, so I did obviously Final Fantasy 14, along with all the reveals this week, which was great. That was brilliant. So it kind of motivated me. I just want to finish a few things off in that game, and then yeah, I'm done. I'm ready. I'm ready for the expansion. And and I played Tales from the Dragon Mountain 2, which is another like hidden object game. I got it like absolutely forever ago, and because I played the first one, and the first one was like, yeah, so yeah, this is all right. Oh, I'll get the second one, and because I have played so many hidden object games of very, very, very good quality, going back to this, it was just like, God, this is awful. Can't believe they're so how they can bring something out like this. Is
the genre has evolved for sure.
Yeah, basically, and I'm really excited for Artifacts Monday. They're bringing out their first. They're like a big Polish studio that does only like hidden object games, and if you're like kind of casual mobile games, but their big thing is really good quality hidden object games. But they're bringing out their very, very first point and click game. Then like I think either the end of this month or next month.
What's it called?
Let's see.
I'm just kind of curious because I'm always looking for new point-and-click adventure games. So,
I actually play tested it and gave opinions, and they went back and redid a load of stuff. So it's like the feedback that they got from people, they really took it on board instead of just, hey, what do you think? I don't care what you think. You're just going to bring it out in the next week anyway. I'm trying to find it because I think I put it on my wish list. It's like
go check to see who it is.
Oh, it's the Irony Curtain from Matryoshka with Love.
Oh, yeah, Matryoshka.
How is that word pronounced?
It's
Matryoshka.
Matryoshka?
Matryoshka.
Oh, Matryoshka.
Yeah.
I have no idea. Sorry, I keep
know
dropping.
a little bit of Russian because I've always had Russian coworkers every job, but I've picked up things.
We Matryoshkins are tough and know how to stand for ourselves. But
yeah.
We welcome you.
I'm not entirely sure what it means because I know Matra
Hang on one second, guys.
means mother.
Sorry. Hang on.
Can be your future, and future of your children can be the past for your
But
grandchildren.
this looks really neat. This neat animation.
Yeah. It's like
Take your time.
you're like an American going there, sort of like on. I think you've been sent there, and of course it's in the middle of the Cold War, and I can't remember why you've been sent there.
Yep.
I wonder if it says. Invited a representative of the Western media to witness the glory of communism firsthand. The lucky journalist will be the first ever person to bask in the light of merciful leader who is the embodiment of all that is good, as well as having the best looking stash in history. The sponsored visit also includes an interrogation, a meeting with our Minister of Propaganda Information, Vlad, whose job is very crucial to our country. So without further ado, stay away from welcome to Matryoshka. Signed the Department of Propaganda Information. So yeah, it's great. It's really funny.
I like the art style. Very much reminds me of, do you remember a game called Big Red Adventure? Back in the day? It was by...
off the top of my head, no.
Yeah,
probably looking at it, I will do.
It's an older adventure game. It was in a series, but the art style is very reminiscent of that, like very much like the mid '90s cartoon styles, like what Mishka, like what you would see for Ren and Stimpy style artwork. When they did the close-ups and stuff. It's a very interesting game. I never got it to run. I had 3 separate copies, and I never got it to work on my PC.
Damn.
That was unfortunately not too uncommon back in the day.
Yeah. I have a game sitting on the shelf that still to this day, every pressing of the CDs never worked right, which was Realms of Arcania 3, Shadows of Ariva. So the first time I actually officially got to play it without having any problems was when it came out on GOG.
That's me with the Genesia. Like, Genesia worked on my dad's, like, 95 computer. We've not gotten to work on anything else.
Yeah, there were a lot of games. It was like it worked perfectly fine in Windows 95, but when you moved to Windows 98, completely broke. Couldn't play it anymore. Like the Elk Moon Murders series from Microsoft. Only worked in Windows 95. Never got them to work on anything else.
Oh, wow. Well, it's good.
And those are some good ones, too. Great. The Santa Fe Mysteries. Oh, go ahead, sorry.
This is what GOG's really great for. They have these games that you know, a lot of people can't get the physical copies of anymore or anything, and they're able to bring them out on modern PC so people can get a chance to play them.
Yep.
It's not just the you can't get physical copies anymore. It's also the physical copies are exorbitantly expensive. Like they just recently brought out Superhero League of Hoboken, which is a hilarious RPG point and click adventure game by Steve Maretsky, the guy who did the spellcasting series, Spellcasting 101, 201, 301, and he also did Leather Goddesses of Phobos all the way back in the day for Infocom. They just brought it out, and you can find copies of it if you want to spend $200 or $300 on a box copy with floppy disks that may or may not work. So it's $10, $300 for a box copy, or $10 so you can play it. I took a $10 copy route.
That came out this week, actually. The spellcasting series.
Yeah. Did it come out this week? I thought it came out earlier than that. Oh, because I remember someone was playing it recently.
Well, it showed up on the thing, so yeah. It might have been out on GOG earlier or another.
Oh, did it just come out on Steam?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if it came out a little bit later on Steam, but yeah, that's a great series. If you guys like old school adventure games, spellcasting is hilarious.
I couldn't bring it up on the list though because there was nudity on there. So
yeah.
So,
it has, you have the ability to turn that off in the game.
Right.
But it is, Steve Maretsky is known for having more of a salacious type game. There is no nudity in Superhero League of Hoboken though. It's just a straight superhero game, and you're like superhero rejects. Okay. But it's very RPG heavy point and click adventure game. There's like lots of combat and levels and stuff. It's quite fun. And it takes place in New Jersey. So if you know New Jersey, you'll get a kick out of all the different locations you go.
Nice.
All right.
Shall we dive right into the list?
Yeah, sure. As for me, I just played some Darkest Dungeon, but yeah, nothing new. So I'm trying to finish it up. But yeah, let's get to the honorable mention. So, Rhodey, you brought this one up. It is Newfound Courage. This is a point and click adventure game, or like a. It's like a pixel art.
Yeah, it looks like just like an adventure game, really. It looks like it's got like some RPG elements to it. You know, like I'm trying to think of that game now. It's I'm trying to think that non-violent RPG game that's just very heavy narrative.
Is this the one that was added at the last minute? Because this one's not on my list.
Oh yeah, this one was added last minute. Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
So this is it looks almost like it's made in RPG Maker, but not quite. Like you can kind of tell that it's not.
Almost looks like it's like they're aping the style of like Stardew Valley and stuff in Unity.
Oh yeah, it does kind of have that look, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, so I just wanted to. I
do like that style of art, though.
Yeah, it's really like this is made with love. You can tell like this person's put like effort into it, and it's not just like another like RPG Maker just shoveled on.
We see so many of those.
I know. But yeah, this is. So young. Sorry, what was it? Sorry.
The shovelware is strong with Steam.
Yeah. So a young man, Alex, who arrives in cliffside town of Silverpine, explores the town's many mysteries and meets its colourful townsfolk, while you go closer to a kind-hearted local named Jake. Can the two of you save the town from the impending doom brewing inside the mysterious vault?
So there's also like some sort of like world ending, or at least town ending.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's already quite positive. 100%, 27 users or reviewers, and 100% positive.
Wow,
that's good.
Usually you're gonna get at least someone who's just like, no, oh shit.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, what is this?
Oh, right.
Or it's like the developer said something that upset me, and so I'm going to review bomb their game.
Yeah,
that's another common thing.
Yeah.
I understand that mentality. I don't agree with it though.
Yeah. Steam have recently said they were going to remove that sort of thing going on now. So like,
yeah, the problem is the thing is they haven't actually specified any of the groundwork of how they expect to remove review bombs but leave legitimate negative criticism. So as it stands right now, basically all they've said is pretty much, we're going to remove any negative criticism from any of the games. It's like, that doesn't set well.
They're going to need some metadata or something in order to make some rules.
Yeah.
So
they need to have some sort of algorithm that can actually work well. And considering Google hasn't even gotten that right yet, I wish Steam all the best of luck.
Yeah. All right, so
that's 15% off right now, and it's £6.11.
£6. That's $8.50 US. So starting out with like the real deal list, we got Monday, March 18th, and the first title has been sort of on my radar for a while. It is called Unending Dusk. So this is, I knew this was going to traumatize you again, Rhodey. It's one of these side-scrolling brawlers.
Oh, God, yeah.
Oh, childhood trauma.
This reminds me, I don't know if you guys remember this game in the arcade, but there was a couple of arcade games that were very similar to this for action platformers. Captain America and the Avengers, and the Punisher. And the reason why I feel that way is because you see how they have numbers for the health rather than a health bar, per se? That was what they did in those games, and when you added extra coins to the game, it just added more energy to your number. And so that was the immediate thing I thought of when I saw the numbers. Was like, oh, that reminds me of the Punisher and the Captain America and the Avengers games, both of which were horrible, terrible games. Like, brutally hard, even on the easiest difficulty. They were designed definitely to be quarter munchers. This looks kind of fascinating, though. Although the gameplay is reminiscent of every beat 'em up I've ever played, the story behind it seems kind of interesting to me. The whole idea is sci-fi. It's like Doom with the whole demons in the future with robots and guns sort of stuff. A bullet hell beat 'em up.
Yeah, that's a good point. Good point, Akio.
Yeah, this one looks kind of funny. I don't know if it's going to go on my wish list, but it's gotten pretty positive reception so far. Oh, you saying, Rudy?
I'll keep.
It's not like really for me, obviously. I do like the art for it, but yeah, I think I have to agree that Akio, there's just if you're playing with someone else and you're doing one of these special moves, and it's like there's a big dragon that comes up and like almost covers the whole screen, and your player 2 is trying to do something else, I think that's, it can be a bit much, as well as everyone else shooting and lasers going off and everything. It's sorry, carry on, Nate.
What Akio says, it looks like it would be in an arcade to ruin your fun and take your coins. That's very much, it's like The Simpsons and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and all of those games. They're designed specifically to take your money and leave you upset. But yeah, I don't like co-op fighters where you can't see what's going on the screen for your.
It uses the Dungeon Fighter Online logic for particle effects.
Yeah. I still think Golden Axe did it best when you had any screen-based effects, like where the whole screen would be taken up with an effect. Your characters phased out, the effect happened, then everybody came back and the whole game paused. Which till this day I think was the best way of doing that. But everybody wants everything faster and harder, I guess. But this is just I like the way it looks, and the idea is interesting to me. But not being able to see my character because somebody keeps spamming a special attack just sounds like crap.
Yeah. This is £9.29. This isn't on. It doesn't have a discount right now. But yeah, I don't know. I think there, better ones out there, and so maybe put it on your wish list for now. Keep an eye on it and wait till it comes down in the sale. How long is it?
It's $12 US. Looking at the reviews, there's quite a bit of levels because there's sort of a process of like advancing each of the characters that you can play. So
yes,
it does have a bit
levels.
of that sort of looped playthrough, and yeah, there's hidden levels and stuff you can unlock, and of course there's also a score system. So some of it's getting better and better and making higher scores and such. But
so more similar to how, say, Castle Crashers was, rather than.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So I'm seeing 5 to 13 hours. It was, of course, in early access, so there's people with 95 hours on it. I don't know if all of that was just like playing it over again because it's changed, or playing it over again because like there's actually a lot of content. But there is also a gear system, so you can like gear up your character and get rare drops and that sort of stuff. So it's got a lot of different elements kind of put into this to give it a sort of RPG feel.
Right.
Yeah, Castle Crashers was very similar with being able to get better weapons and pick up pets, and the different weapons modified your different attributes. So yeah, it's cool.
Oh, Castle Crasher is such a cheeky little game.
Behemoth Games, yes.
Love Behemoth. They're probably one of my favorite developers.
I still like Battleblock Fleeter. Battleblock Fleeter is my favorite from them.
Oh, so
Boy, he was mad. Oh.
So yeah, we have with that is Unending Dusk. It is of course it was £8, and it's 12 US, so 8 something pounds. And our next title is Dark Gnome. This is a little free game. It is it's mixed. Oh, that changed since I last looked at it.
I downloaded it and tried it out. I actually tried it out.
Oh wow!
It reminds me of pretty much every phone party RPG game that I've played, where you have limited resources and it keeps trying to get you to buy more stuff. Although I never got far enough to be able to see that. But basically, you build up your party and then you fight your way through the areas and earn coins and stuff. It's very simplistic. But aside from that, it seems to be entertaining. But aside from that, I don't know. I didn't do any of like the PvP areas or anything like that. I tried a little bit of the game and went on my way. So I don't know. For a free-to-play game, I'm sure it has its incentives, and I'm sure they will have all sorts of monetary ways of getting you to spend your money and whatnot.
Right,
but I didn't get far enough to see that yet. And so those games generally I'll play it until it gets to the point where they've put it to the whole, so sorry, you can't progress any further until you give us a lot of money, and then I move on to something else. I just realized something here, Dewey Bear.
What?
I had not followed your channel.
Following is not required to be on the show. But it is appreciated.
No, I caught the last couple shows and I didn't follow them. Like, why am I not following? This is silly.
Yeah, no, I had that happen before too. With someone I watched pretty regularly, but the reason I always ended up watching them is because someone else I followed would host them. So I just regularly ended up seeing them. So I didn't realize I wasn't following. Correction.
Following is required to be on the show.
Right.
Failure to do so will result in being placed into a pit of boiling oil.
So it's a shame. It's a shame that it's not. It isn't hitting all those positive reviews, because it looks quite nice.
So
it looks
cute.
quite nice.
I like the pixel art.
Yeah, I love it. But it's if it's like sneakily trying to get you to part with your money and actually, because of those mechanics of trying to get your money, is actually less fun.
Yeah, it looks like the devs do a lot of games sort of like this, but this pixel art, like, why couldn't they have used it for good?
Yeah. I hate gated content. It's just ridiculous.
But yeah, aside from a little I played, it seems fun, but I didn't really go very far. I didn't do anything like leveling up characters. Like I have a game like this I play on my phone from Sega, the Sega Heroes game or whatnot. So it's very reminiscent of that, with the whole build up a party of multiple people and then go and fight monsters and level up, and then when you run out of money, come to us and pay us money for in-game currency. It's very much that's very much the feeling I get. That may not be how it is, because I did not get far enough to really give a full opinion, because I just ran out of time because I was too busy trying to do everything else this morning.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
It seems interesting. It's got very nice artwork. I like the old pixel artwork. It's very reminiscent of like the late Amiga games, and like the Game Boy Color and the Game Boy Advance games, when they went with like dedicated art styles. That's what it reminds me of. Granted, I didn't play a lot of Game Boy Advance, but because I never had one. But yeah, that's what it feels like to me.
Yeah. Oh well.
It's free to play. Check it out. I mean, if it gets to the point where it says, give us all your cash, then you stop and you can uninstall it and go on your way and never think about it again.
Exactly.
But it's worth at least giving a checking it out. I mean, it's free. You're not penalized for at least looking at it.
Exactly. You don't have to give any credit card details yet.
No. Knock knock.
Yeah.
Sorry. Someone came by to pick some stuff up.
Right. Well, it's a free game. A lot of mobile games are going to be ending up on Steam. Some of them are pretty good. And this one, at the very least, you can jump in for free. So our next title is Walden, a Game. Oh, you know what? Actually, I thought that I had swapped this out for a different game. But anyhow, I don't remember what that other game was. But
didn't like the book, but the game looks like a survival. One of those survival games.
Yeah.
So I probably would like the game, even though I never really liked the book.
Yeah. So from what I understand, this is a game that is made by students from the USC. I think it's the University of
Southern California. Was it Berkeley? USC Berkeley?
I do believe so. At the very least, it's USC. So but,
it looks very pretty, and I'll
great backgrounds, and I love these little details. It looks like you've gone into the shop and this, it looks really beautiful. But when I see, the sort of like you put in the house up and everything, it kind of looks like
just get immediate rust trauma.
Yeah. Well, slowly putting a hammer in, and it's like, you've got to do the movements. It's like,
you got to time it and everything. Yeah. I probably would like the game because I like those kinds of games. I didn't like Rust because there's too much, phalluses running around. But like Ark and Conan Exiles with the nudity turned off and stuff like that. I liked those kinds of games. The nudity was stupid in Conan, but we're neither here nor there. But the idea of having like a survival game that actually takes place like that, but in what would be somewhat contemporary times, the 1700s, 1800s, is kind of interesting. I like that idea. But I have no idea.
Yeah, I do. It's something that I would like to have. I'd like to play, if they had a demo. I'd love to play a demo of it to see how it all, how it plays and what the pacing is like. At least get a taster of what the pacing is like, because I can see either you just there's not enough to do, or there being too much that you have to do.
Too much to do that you never have enough time to do it all.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
brings up a good point. The cool thing about the game The Forest, which I haven't played personally, but Weeb has, is that it does have an ending. Like there's actually an end goal, and once you hit that ending, it's like, oh, you're done with the game. You can walk away. A lot of these survival games never give you that opportunity to walk away.
Yeah.
Well, that's how do they keep you buying more additional DLC and stuff if they have an ending to the game? My guess is since this is based on a book and the book has an ending, this probably has an ending as well. That would be my guess. And it's not a happy ending. Spoiler.
Oh, okay, good to know.
Yeah, I
haven't read this book since I was in junior high. So gosh, that's been over 20 years ago now. So well over 20 years ago now. So maybe I should go back and read it again. I didn't like it when I was younger, but
Nate is an old
taste
man.
change.
I am. I'll be turning 40 soon.
Wow. This is 20% off right now. So it's $11.59. So I'm not sure how long it is. Doesn't really. We've got like one review up. It's like which is like 15 hours on record.
Yeah. I don't know about dropping $15 US for.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
For a game that I don't know if it's any good.
Maybe if it was on sale for like $5 or $10, I might pick it up. But
yeah, I think the developer was dreaming because you don't really know how it really plays properly and how deep into the story they go and what's the pacing because it looks incredibly slow. And with maybe very little payoff. So yeah, I think that's really quite cheeky of them for probably their first game to put on Steam, and charging at full price would be 15 quid. It's like, no, I'm not about that life. No.
Yeah. The part of the reason why it may be more expensive than what you would expect for a game made by a group of students like this is due to the fact that they do have to license the rights to be able to use the material for the story. And one of the things that it's kind of crazy to see, because I've looked into licensing before for things, for projects I was interested in doing. Licensing can either be something that's like, oh, well, it's pennies on the dollar for each dollar for the thing, to be like, I will make less than half of a dollar just to license this one little thing on top of everything else. So we don't know the licensing costs or anything like that, but they could be losing 60% of what the cost of the game is just to license it so they can use the Walden's Pond name.
I mean, that is understandable. However, if you were, as a developer, you've got to think of your end product and what the customer is willing to part with, because it's like, oh yeah, no, can you see your competition, see what people are paying for other games, and especially for first timers. And I don't understand why developers don't even think about that. It's like the argument I hear from them is like, well, I've spent so much time like working on this game, and all these assets are in there and blah 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 blah. It's like, yeah, but I'm paying for a particular product and you're giving me like an hour and a half's worth of gameplay and you want me to drop like 12 quid on it or something. No, that's no.
Yeah, it sucks. But in the case of like something like this, there is a real possibility that it might cost them, just for the licensing to be able to use the name. It might cost them $10. $10 of every sale goes to the whoever owns the rights for Walden's Pond. That's always a possibility. We don't know, but yeah, it still sucks that it's a $20 game for something that you have no idea about. And basically, what I'm seeing is CNN says it's an introspective Oregon Trail. What? Oregon Trail. Oregon Trail went from one side of the United States to the other. Walden's Pond, you walk around a freaking pond. You build a house, you fish, you hunt, you stay alive through a couple seasons. How is that the Oregon Trail? That's not the Oregon Trail at all. CNN.
Maybe the Oregon Trail is like you have to get around the pond. And you keep coming up with obstacles along the way.
It's just such a long trip around the pond.
You get bit by a snake. You break your leg. You get You get what is it? What is it?
No.
What was it? No. What is it? You always die of
dysentery.
Dysentery.
Yeah.
Dysentery. Walking 2 miles around the pond to go to the town.
Yeah, I reckon that's what happens.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
So there are two things though this is not the first student game on Steam, and there are a lot of student games, and many of them are used as advertisement for the college. So they are free or sub $5. Like, they're very cheap, and I've seen ones that even look like even much more polished than this one.
Right.
So I've seen that, and two, when it comes to using assets, especially if you're going to college, you've probably had some sort of like English lit courses on a lot of books that are well outside of any ownership or public domain. Now, there might be a degree of inspiration where this designer's like, oh, I love this, I love Walden's Pond. Like, maybe they're like, I just love Walden's Pond. But I don't think Walden's Pond is that big in the modern, like, American psyche. There's like, a Walden's Pond game? Oh, I'm so hyped. I mean, they could have chosen a lot of other older pieces of literature that they wouldn't have to deal with any rights issues. So...
That's true.
Yeah.
I like what Tanya Duran said. They could have just named it Dave's Pond with no relation.
Exactly.
No, a Grapes of Wrath RPG.
That's the thing. It's like they have to think of the end product and the customer, because it's like, well, you know, I would like to earn some money from this or something. It's like, well, you know, is your customer going to part with that amount of money? It doesn't matter how much that they have to pay.
Yeah, they need to think of what a customer would be willing to pay. And if this is used as an advertisement for the USC Berkeley, the only thing I'm getting from this is that if the game's as expensive, the school must be just as expensive, and so I will pass.
Oh, chat, the waiting for the Of Mice and Men first-person shooter.
Oh my god!
Can you hear the bunnies? Can you hear the bunnies?
Oh my god!
Boy.
You go around. Your inventory will have a lot of mice.
The Watership Down brawler game.
Oh god, don't give them any ideas.
I remember how traumatized I was from Watership Down reading that book.
Oh, same.
Watching the movie. Oh,
the movie's even worse. Even though it cuts out some of the most horrible parts from the book, it's still like
an incredibly bloody movie, and it's rated G.
Yeah. It's nasty.
Like the rabbits running into their warrens, trying to escape from the poison gas and suffocating to death in their rabbit warrens, all on glorious screen.
Ugh.
Yeah.
It was horrifying.
You gotta love the 70s and 80s for kids cartoons. That's like the Charlie PSAs.
I still vividly remember the fight between the two rabbits and just them biting and just blood everywhere.
That's
like
what
blood
I
everywhere
remember
and kicking
the most.
each other and stuff. Oh.
Yeah, that's what I remember the most.
And the swearing crow? The swearing crow?
Yeah.
No, I don't remember. I think I watched it a couple of times or something, and when I was a kid, and I never wanted to watch it again.
Yeah,
or maybe I just watched it the once.
I watched one that was just absolutely was horrible. But it was a kids show kids movie back in like the late 70s, early 80s called The Plague Dogs. If you've never seen that, I recommend that you watch it. Just take a box of tissues with you, and someone to hold on to, because it's awful brutal. It's
god, brutal. I don't think I can.
I
don't think I can watch something like that.
But I can't believe it was made for kids. It's just like this was made for kids.
What we got next?
Oh right, let's move on. I am surprised how much discussion Walden sparked, though. But our next one is Meccha Zombies.
Oh yes. It's this one reminds me of old twin stick shooters from the arcades. Does anybody remember Tonal Carnage or Smash TV? That's what this reminds me of. Just like surrounded by countless numbers of horrifying, grotesque monsters that you're blowing into little giblets.
No, yeah.
When I first saw this, I was just like, oh, I mean, this is the best hour of the week. I'll add it to the list. Because I expected later in the week just to get a bunch of other games. So this is kind of like Walden. And that was like, I mean, I wasn't enthusiastic about it, but I was like, okay, it's something to put on the list. And nothing else came out later in the week. But you know what? It's still, at the very least, if you're into tower defenses and fighting off hordes and twin stick shooters, at the very least, this provides you a minimal viable product.
This is. I just when I was going through the list and trying to find other things, it was just like, yeah, no, this definitely isn't for me. And even the zombies kind of like look eventually they look glitched because, you know, there's so many on top of one another and stuff like that. They kind of just go like this across the screen. So it's just like, there's just so many things bad with this. But
So
I'm
many.
sure I'm sure this will tickle someone's fancy.
Yeah, this is very reminiscent to me of like the new Alien Breed trilogy they released. Because it's very much a twin stick shooter, and then you're always outnumbered and outgunned sort of thing. I didn't realize there was a tower defense aspect to it, though. I didn't read that too closely. But yeah, no, it looks entertaining for about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then after that, you're bored because it's like, what are you gonna do?
It all depends on how good the systems are. There aren't a whole lot of reviews, unfortunately. I've got one that's positive with 20 hours, and then one that's negative with 0.2 hours. So I think this game is all around bad. It's just very short and sweet. That is a very fascinating little take. But
that was posted this Wednesday, right? March 19th?
Yeah.
So he played it for what, 15 minutes, 10-15 minutes, and was like, this game sucks. I'm done. I've had games where I've been like that, but then I go back and play it again later. Oregon Trail, Organ Trail. When I bought it when it first came out because I was excited, and I was horribly disappointed because when it first came out, it was using touchscreen controls with a mouse. So when you go to fire, you had to like pull the mouse back behind your person to fire the other direction. And I tore that one a new one. And then I came back 2 weeks later after they fixed the controls, and it's actually it's quite fun now, but it was not fun with the way the controls were in the beginning. So it might be just either he didn't play enough or something about it and right now is not good and they'll fix it later. But I don't know. This does not look like a game I would play for a long time. I was never a big fan of games like Smash TV or Total Carnage or any of those twin stick shooter hell games like Akari Warriors or anything like that. None of those ever really appealed to me. So it looks like a fun for 15 minutes and forget it game.
Yeah.
And for the price, I don't really know if it's worth that.
No, it's £9.29 here. So yeah, this just looks like
but $12 US. Yep.
Yeah, that's a little pricey for me for something that's just 5 minutes or 15 minutes and forget it.
All right. Well, quick and dirty. Last game for Monday, March 18th is Faux. Which is it's called Faux because the main character of this little platformer is an artificial human, apparently. It's got very simplistic artwork, but at the very least it has a sort of consistent color and theme, so I can give kudos to that. This does seem to be more of a very amateur developer's product, but
the first thing I thought when I saw this was it looked like something that was done by a single person dev team, and I thought, oh, this is really well done for a single person.
Yeah.
But it looks like there was actually a development team behind it. But it's this very much. I look at this and I go, oh look, it's Super Meat Boy.
Yeah.
Which is fine if you like Super Meat Boy.
But not as slick.
No, it is not as slick. No. But it still looks like it's well done. I mean, and I don't know how it plays because honestly I haven't played it. But it seems like it would be interesting for a little while. From what I've seen so far, it does not look like it'll make you want to smash your controller like Super Meat Boy does. So that's a good thing.
I look at this and I just think this belongs on itch.io.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like, ugh.
I wonder if it is on itch.io.
It might be. It might be, and they decided, oh, I'm gonna put it on Steam, and it's like, it's like. I get it, but at the same time, it's like, I wish that Steam had a better.
Why can't we have the good old Steam background?
Yeah,
where it was curated like GOG.
Because at the same time, I don't want to be like there is a point where you say, right, I don't want to be too much of a gatekeeper. I want to allow some really interesting indie games on the platform, but at the same time there's so much crap and there's so much kind of like
stuff that really doesn't need to be there.
Exactly.
When it pulls up my discovery list and it's got types of games I've never played and never would play, and then it derives from like, oh, look at this gem puzzle game. Now, oh, so we put a gem puzzle game. You said you weren't interested. So maybe you're interested in this hentai gem puzzle game. What? I wasn't interested in the last one. Why would I be interested in this one? I don't need to see fake boobs. Thank you. Move on.
No,
Get off my
I
list.
get a load of those.
Ignore.
I get loads of those. Yeah, absolutely.
It's like, I don't look at these games. Why are they popping up on my list? Why are you suggesting these to me? Every type of game that's similar to this. Well, it's like the type of game, like the match 3 puzzle games and stuff like that. I don't play those. Like the last one I played was Bejeweled.
But they knew you loved Bejeweled.
Yeah, apparently so.
You really, really love this. You'll love this even more.
They look at it and they go, he's male, he's, between the ages of 25 and 40. He'll definitely want the porn. No, I don't. Bejeweled is fun. Yes, I do like Bejeweled, but, Bejeweled would be fun regardless of whether it has, fake naked women having sex or not. And I'd rather have it without, because I don't care about the fake naked sex women over here. I'm playing a game over here of matching jewels. They have no correlation. None. They don't matter to each other. It's stupid. And it's one of the things that's really driven me nuts about Steam lately. And it's like, I don't open Steam anymore. If I want to get a game, I go to Humble Bundle because I don't have to deal with this crap.
Yeah.
The game still goes on Steam, but I don't have to deal with the Steam going, hey, maybe you like this game here, this nude game. I don't want this nude game. I don't want to even know that this nude game exists. This is not my cup of tea. And I can understand why people are bailing on Steam.
No, this is it, because they did try to do a thing where they were going to curate, because they had this thing.
Are set to not show adult games.
Oh yeah. The issue is that the developer doesn't flag. The developer doesn't always flag them, and that's a problem.
Yeah, the thing is, they were going to do this thing where they were going to they weren't going to have sort of like these hentai games, especially the ones that were just thrown up just trying to get money, where and things like honey pop, I think, or I can't remember the name of it now, but
honey pop, that was a match 3 crystal game with hentai stuff.
But yeah, anyway, they said, well, wait, you can't take our game off, but they weren't the people they were going after. They were going after sort of the shovelware kind of ones, and so it was a mess. They couldn't curate it properly, and then they just gave up and said, no, okay, it's fine. We're unless it's like illegal or something, we're not going to take it down. So yeah, this is a problem they've run into.
Yeah.
But anyway, this is 20% off right now. It goes full price £2.09. 20% off is £1.67.
Yeah. And Faux is $2.40. So the thing is, we were talking a whole lot about shovelware. I don't think Faux counts in this.
No.
It definitely seems more like a congregate type game.
Yeah.
But this is a $2.40 game. I think for the quality, you're probably going to get $2.40 out of this.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I'm guessing this is significantly longer than what you'd normally get for $2.40.
Yes.
Yeah.
It looks like, just based on the variety of levels they've shown in the trailer and everything, it looks like you've got more than 30 or 40 levels. So, and if you're terrible at platformers like this, like I am, this is more than like 5 hours worth of play.
Oh, same. So I'm really bad at platformers. Yeah. So yeah, this isn't for me.
There's a reason why I call Super Meat Boy controller smashingly aggravating.
Oh yeah, I'll never be able to win Super Meat Boy.
I beat it, but I never cleared it with all of the bandages. I never cleared it with all the bonus stages or anything like that. I just beat the main game. Was like, I'm done. I did it. I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I think it looks nice for a small team game, and I think they've priced it accordingly, which is really cool to see, because usually you see something like this, it's like, I want $34.99 for this.
Yeah,
for this.
Yeah, this isn't like Meccha Zombies where they're asking for $12.
No.
This is
exactly
$2. And you know what? In general, there should probably be kind of a there is in Steam a sort of bargain bin. But I'm going through the releases, it's kind of everything. And you know what? I want to see if there's maybe a really good cheap game too. Oh, my recommendations are so screwed up because I go through the release list. I click on everything.
You made it with your own two hands.
Yeah, agreed. Tyodran. Yeah, that's how this I've heard developers have said. Like they put something at 20 quid and it's like it's a 4-hour game, and they said, well, you know, but work so hard on it and stuff, and it's like,
I understand wanting to recoup money for your effort. I do.
Yeah,
I really do. Because, you know, I don't work for free, and I don't expect anybody else does either. And I wouldn't expect someone who's making a game to work for free. But, you know, if you've only got a 4-hour game, your game's not worth $5 an hour.
Yeah.
No.
For most people. And if people don't like your game and they say they don't like your game, don't throw a hissy fit and start threatening to sue them either. That's another thing that we have to deal with nowadays.
Yeah.
2019, or not even 2019, just the 2000s in general has just been just crazy.
That got kicked off Steam because of that.
Digital Homicide.
I keep thinking Digital Extremes was like, no, wait, those guys are fine. What's the other one?
Digital Homicide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Digital Extremes, Digital Homicide. It's kind of the same thing.
Except Digital Extreme actually has done some okay games.
Yeah. Digital Extreme. Don't come after me. I love you.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of the last Digital Extreme game I played. I know I liked it, but I don't remember what it was. Oh well. But yeah, no, this looks good. I think this would be worth $2.40. I may actually pick this one up because I think I have that much setting in my Steam wallet. So.
Oh yeah, I sell cards, so I built up a little bit of Steam wallet. Yeah.
Selling 5,000 cards at 10 cents a piece. Yeah, that's me.
What you got for us next?
All right, so we're going finally on to Tuesday. We're halfway down the list, and we just got to Tuesday. March 19th, we have Super Chrome Bullet Purgatory. Quite the name. This is an early access game, so normally I don't have early access as featured, but this one's just very
unique looking.
Yes, it just had the strange style.
The neon line based visuals, like everything's like line art. It's just outlines for everything, and it's all in neon colors. It's fascinating.
Some of it looks a bit like Asteroid.
Yeah. It reminds me, there's another indie game that came out that was a bullet shooter like this that I actually helped promote because I liked it enough. I was willing to, you know, say, hey guys, you should check this out. It's called A Void Rains Upon Her Heart. And this reminds me somewhat of that. Like, it's just a bullet hell shooter with a life bar, and you can take a couple hits and then you're toast. But that one specifically is a boss rush. This one actually looks like it adds more than just a boss rush mode to it. And I really liked that, and that had amazing music and stuff. So this really caught my attention. I was like, I wanted to play this. And I just the way everything's like line art, but it's all neon. It's very, very, very stylistic, very neat. But it does look to be very similar to every sort of bullet hell shooter out there that you can get.
It's not doing anything too different. So, but the trick with this is a small developer, particularly a small developer. If you're making a game that's already in a very established genre, just do something new with the visuals, and that's what they did here. So it's
I think they succeeded at making themselves stand out from the crowd. I do like the way it looks, and it's caught my attention, and it's actually the one that has the most notes on the screen. It's got 4 lines of notes. Very similar to all the different bullet hell shooters out there. The art style is very, very different, very unique. The neon visual lines are very appealing. I like it says here, I like the way the dash function mechanic seems to work to avoid shots when you get cornered. Because most bullet hell shooters, when you get cornered, you're to pardon my language, you're shit out of luck.
Yeah.
Because once you're cornered in a bullet hell shooter, you're done. Because you're going to get hit and you're going to die. But this gives you the ability to just go nope, and dodge out of the way, which is nice. Not a lot of games have that. So yeah, my language, it's pretty bad. Oh, you're being raided.
Hi Merlin. Thank you for the raid.
Oh, Merlin, welcome. Glad to see you. So unfortunately, it seems to be this thing with games, particularly, and I'm looking at them every week. All the really worthwhile games are early access.
Yeah.
And it really annoys me. It's just like, oh, this amazing looking game. Oh, it's early access.
Yeah, so, and that's the problem, because we don't know yet how it's going to end up being, and as we've seen with other early access games, they could make some crucial changes where actually no, it suddenly isn't fun to play anymore. So
Arc springs to mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
And
word,
there was
yeah.
at one point Darkest Dungeon as well. They had at one point got a lot of complaints because they changed certain mechanic with it, and yeah, people went absolutely
I can't play
crazy.
Darkest Dungeons. RNGesus hates me.
Oh. Oh, I've lost like 4 level 5s last night when I was streaming Darkest
Oh
Dungeon.
God. I couldn't even make it through the first dungeon. You know, the dungeon that you're supposed to be able to make it through just fine. I lost characters in that dungeon because of RNG.
So they
It's
added
just I
the
was just
Radiant
dead.
mode, so it's basically easy mode, which is still pretty punishing, but it's easy mode. So if you haven't played the Radiant version, you might want to try that one out because it is a bit more fair.
I don't own the game. My wife
Oh,
does.
oh,
I
okay.
after I played. My friend let me play it on his account, and I'm just like, nope, I'm done. This seems like a game that's going to cause me to smash my keyboard through my monitor. I'm done. It doesn't like me. And my wife, she plays, and it's like every good thing that could possibly happen in the dungeon in a run, she gets like every time. You're just like,
Oh.
but me, it's like you walk in there, it's like, oh, you found a trap. All your people are dead.
That's interesting, Godless Weave. The Forest changed the story between early access and the full release, and that's the thing. It's like, oh, I was really enjoying this, and then they suddenly change it, and it's like, well, no, actually,
That
this isn't for
doesn't
me anymore. And yeah, so this is why we get kind of reluctant when recommending any early access games. But for me, I'm not really into bullet hell games. Although this does remind me a bit of Asteroids meets Bullet Hell. It's not really for me. But yeah, I like that they're doing something a little bit different with it. And I like the style.
I'm actually kind of surprised when you look at the price, though. I mean,
yeah, this is £1.69.
Yeah, it's
so
$1.99. Yeah.
So
I understand that it's early access, and hopefully they don't do the same thing that like Arc did, which was another thing that really upset people, which was the whole it's $29.99 in early access, but once it went live, it's $60, and you can still fall through the world because we've never fixed that bug.
Arc. And that's the thing, a lot of these, so half of these early access, they're not really complete games, so if you got like halfway through the story or the levels or whatever. And then the other half of them, they're basically the complete game that just has bugs, and it's like, I mean, so either you could just give it a full release and it just has bugs, or you could let it cook in the oven a bit longer.
Yeah, I think what's his name? Shigeru Miyamoto said it best. A delayed game is potentially a good game, but a rushed game will always be bad, or something like that. Something about if you rush it and it's not done and nobody likes it, nobody will ever forget that. And we see that a lot, even with like big games lately, where it's like Fallout 76. Everyone's positive that game was rushed because it just seems to be missing stuff that everybody expected. Yeah. And some people love it. Me, my hour in that game was, or my 3 hours in that game was 2 hours of patching, 45 minutes of being constantly disconnected, and then 15 minutes of being killed by other players because I get knocked down to like a little bit of health, and then they come up and shoot me and do that like minuscule point of damage that they do, and it would kill me, and they'd take my stuff. That was my experience, and I was just like, nope. Glad I rented this on the PlayStation 4. I can take it back and never have to deal with it again. Not my game.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one looks interesting for $2. If you like bullet shooters, maybe give it a try. If it becomes bad because they changed some things, give it some time. Maybe it'll get better. If not, you only spent $2. I mean, that's less than a cup of coffee here. I don't know what it is for everyone else, but $2 is less than a cup of coffee. I mean, I can't even buy like a little
taking
snack
a chance on.
Yeah. The visuals are cool. The some of the mechanics seem really, really impressive. I like the dodge effect, which is not something you see a lot in like bullet hell style shooters. So
it is nice. The also with arcade games and early access, the nice thing about arcade games is they fit into a certain arcade niche because arcade games are so super established that it's probably not going to change night and day between now early access and release. They might add some additional levels, maybe some new gun effects, maybe some new monsters. But for the most part, this is probably the game you're going to get. Not 100% positive because it is early access, but probably the game you're gonna get.
Yeah, it could be the major visual aesthetic for me, which is neon line art, may change before the game comes out. Because that's one of the things that really appeals to me is I like the bright neon vibrant colors that are just outlines, because it reminds me of do you remember old arcade games like Tempest, which used the same thing as that console, that one console for the home, the Vectrex. It used I can't think of what is that that specific style. It's basically just line art, and the way it's done is it's done by using the monitor to specific ways to draw the lines for making 3D. And
Oh yeah, the
very much
the Atari games did that too.
Yeah, vector graphics. Thank you, Akio.
Yeah.
Vector graphics. This very much reminds me of vector graphics.
Yeah.
And I like that. I've always liked that art style. So this is one of those things I'm just like, yeah, I could get behind this. This is cool. So for $2, yeah, I'll probably pick it up.
Next, let me see. We got Wednesday, March 20th, Cubicity side puzzle. Now, quick statement. I personally think this is probably one of the most visually appealing games we have this week. So
yeah,
this is about the peak of visuals. This
game looks absolutely adorable.
Yeah, it's so cute.
It looks like it has some incredibly brutal puzzles too. So
yeah.
This looks like it'd be fun, because it's like you have to lay down the different things to make your characters go the way that you want them to make sure that they actually, and like that just showed, like if the arrow is not pointing in a specific direction for them to go towards, they don't go that way, so they have to go around. It's very cool. I am finding this very, very interesting. But this is probably kind of a puzzle that would drive me mad, because I get lost.
So, during like hidden object games, this kind of puzzles where you have to kind of, get certain coloured things to a particular position, and you have to slide like either tiles or like sometimes they're balls, coloured balls or something like that. Is quite. They're always in hidden object games, always. So this is, and it's. Sometimes they're good, but sometimes they're just really difficult to do. And I imagine I could play this and the first maybe 10 puzzles I'll be all right with, and then I think I'll just be so frustrated, like I'd throw my mouse or something like that. But I just love I really, really love the artwork, and it's just yeah.
This game is absolutely adorable.
Yeah.
There's no other way to put it. The art style is very, very visually appealing, and it's very cutesy, which lends like a calming effect to it. So this kind of aesthetic would be a good one to have if you want something for calming. I think this would be a very calming game to play. Until you get to the later puzzles and you're pulling your hair out going, I don't understand how this works.
Well, there's 95 completely different levels with their own tasks. So yeah, it's like there's a lot of levels in this.
Wow, so 95?
95, yeah.
I'd never finish that. I would never finish that.
Yeah. And it's got massive discount right now, 40% off.
Yeah.
The full price is £4, but it's going for £2.39. So it's for like really, even at full price, it's still pretty cheap. And
$5. It's on sale for $2.99. That's amazing.
So yeah, it's like, is this your kind of puzzle game? I'd snap this up.
Yeah, I'm gonna add that one to my wish list right now, actually.
Yeah, I think this one's going on my wish list. Yeah, it's just very cute. It's got some really and this is coming from someone who hates Minecraft graphics, like the cube.
Yeah,
I hate it. I absolutely hate the cube grid. But this one, just like, you know what? It's got that. It softens the edges a bit. It adds some just softening colors and just a good blend of everything. It's
the pastels.
Good. Yeah, the pastels.
Yeah.
So,
it's beautiful. It's really
easy
beautiful.
On the eyes.
Yeah, I've put this on my wish list as well. So yeah, it was one that we all like, which is I think we don't come across very often at all.
Yeah, I adore this. It's just so nice. So yeah, this is definitely the highlight, I think, of the week. But
Yeah.
we shall see. We still have 3 more games. And with that, we have Thursday, March 21st. We have a game called Spark of Light.
Okay, I looked at the write-up on this one about this game, and I watched the video. Now, from what I can identify, and maybe I'm 100% wrong on this, but there is actually no direct interaction with the character in the game. You interact with the environment, right? And you use, because it seems very similar to like Lemmings, only you don't interact with the characters, you interact with the environment to get them to the place they need to go. And I don't know this. I'm looking at it going, I can't do VR, which this is VR capable. I don't know if this is VR required. Oh no, it says requires one of the following. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
See, I would never be able to do this because VR does not work for me. I get really, really, really sick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I get really, really, really sick. But the idea of like basically the escort mission games, if you like that kind of thing, this would probably be really fun. The whole reminds me kind of like Gyromite. I don't know if you remember Gyromite from the NES, where you have one person controlling the level, and then the other person controls a little guy moving around trying to pick up diffuse bombs while being chased by monsters. It was designed specifically for Rob the Robot. So you would send a command to either raise or lower the red or blue pillars, and basically it was press B or A on the second player controller. But you raised or lowered the pillars so that you could move or block enemies as you move through the level, and your goal was to go around with this character and disarm bombs. It reminds me of that. You're manipulating the environment to get the guy from point A to point B. Only this is much more visually impressive. I mean, graphically, it looks very, very beautiful. Like the environments look very, very beautiful. But I'm looking at it, I'm just going, I don't really know. And it's VR, which means I would never be able to play it because I would just, there would be sick everywhere. It would not be good. Yeah, I can't do VR. I have tried multiple times, and it always ends with me doing the whole Kung Fu Panda 3. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. Does not work. And I come away with a horrible migraine. I just, for whatever reason, I can't. Maybe it's my astigmatism or whatnot. I don't know, but it doesn't work for me. But the character looks cute. He looks like a little kid. So I'm sure that heavily incentivizes you to make sure he doesn't get horribly mutilated or mauled by the environment.
Actually, I will see a picture of him made close up. He looks like he's got like a 4 o'clock shadow, 5 o'clock shadow. Actually, he looks like he's wearing a.
Oh, it's a mask. Yeah, it's a mask.
Like a Yoshi suit or something. Yeah, it's weird.
Those like sleep suits that everybody wears that look like animal suits. They're like the full PJ type suits is what it looks like to me. I can't think of what they're called. They're a Japanese thing though.
Yeah. We don't normally feature VR games, mostly because none of us have VR headsets. Now, I have worked, I used to work at a company where for 8 hours a day, I would have a headset on, and so I totally understand the nausea effect. But the one thing about this, if you are worried about nausea, is this one has the sort of third-person observer type viewpoint, where it just looks like you're looking down at like a train, like a model train set, but you're observing, looking down, you're moving stuff around.
And that might help for me.
You're not moving around, so it hopefully won't cause vertigo, but and as someone who gets really bad simulation sickness, these sorts of games didn't affect me, but yeah, you need to take off the headset every 30 or so minutes. It's not something that's really ready for mainstream market, I don't think. Still,
no.
But of them, this one looks fine. Rody.
Yeah. I really like the artwork for this. I like the idea of the mechanics and everything like that. And I think, if you do have a VR headset, I think this would be a nice one to pick up, because there are a lot of I think we've spoken about this before. A lot of VR games, they're just like these kind of experiences rather than actual anything for gameplay. But at the same time, I'm curious as to why this would just be necessary for VR, considering the perspective and considering the things that you have to do on it. It seems like just something that is not really necessary.
I
But
agree.
but other than that, it looks nice.
Yeah.
Looks fun to play. It's $4.79, so it's really cheap to put in your pile of probably not played very often VR games that you've accumulated because you thought it was going to be big.
With VR games, like the ones that that I genuinely enjoy, the VR games I really like are VR games that would just be fine on a screen.
Yeah.
I mean, Super Lucky's Tale. You can play that without VR, I do believe now, and that's another VR game that I quite like. The nice thing about VR is that, like, a butterfly flies up and it's like in your face. Like, it's a very immersive experience. But you could still play the game on a screen.
Yeah, exactly.
The one VR game that I really wish I could play VR so I could play it is I would love to play Elite Dangerous in VR because I've heard it's just an absolutely terrifying experience. Doing fold, when you jump between places, you fold space, and when you pop out, you pop up next to the sun and the solar the solar body in the system that you jump into, and so you're rushing at high speed right towards a sun, which just I think the actual adrenaline fear kick from that would just be interesting to experience because apparently it's very very terrifying to see, but I just can't do it.
No, that sounds pretty amazing. But yeah, something like that makes sense. But but you've got the VR experience, but you can also just play as well. And so a lot of these kind of games, it's like, why couldn't you just do maybe both? I don't know. Maybe they will do eventually. We'll see.
I have a feeling if it's anything like any of the other ones, it's probably like a timed exclusive for the moment because Super Lucky's Tale when it came out was VR only, and now you can actually play it on the monitor. Elite Dangerous had the VR was added later, but I have a feeling that what we're likely to see is the same thing we saw with Super Lucky's Tale, especially if the game becomes popular. Because if it starts making a lot of money on VR, they'll go, hey, we can serve a much larger audience if we allow for non VR usage because.
Yeah.
The numbers are vastly different. What's the uptake? It's like 1.4% of users, I think, have VR. It's very very small. Now they had a massive uptick. They increased between last year and last year and this year when they did the numbers. It increased by like 47%. That's like 0.2 tenths of it's like 0.2%. It's like 0.2%. It went up, which is very impressive for year on year, but still when you look at the overall numbers, it's very, very, very small.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are some interesting products. I just can't do it.
Yeah. There are 5 compelling levels, so
that's
only 5 levels for a $5.
Yeah.
One of the things that they don't tell you is how big the levels are.
Yeah.
So it could be 5 levels like, it's 5 levels like Super Mario levels where, it's 5 minutes to finish, or it could be, it's 5 levels like 5 levels on ukulele or Banjo-Kazooie or Trine, where it's like, I've been playing this level for 3 hours, I'm still not done. I want this over. I want it gone. I want to move on. So
someone's here said that a cute, well-polished game takes 1.5 to 2 hours to complete.
Okay, so they're short levels. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. And with that, we're gonna go to the last game of Thursday. And that is We the Revolution.
Yes.
This one,
I had to go to YouTube and look up a video of gameplay on this to figure out what this game's about. Because the first trailer they show you is just what?
Yeah, it's just story trailer.
Yeah, and as far as I can tell, the game is a bunch of visual cinematics like this with choices and decisions, almost like a visual story to progress things, with lots of court and stuff like that. And definitely not my style of game. The art style is very striking. I like the almost low poly count model type artwork style. But I just I don't really think this is my style of game.
So it's essentially We the Revolution. It's set during the Reign of Terror. It's kind of like the board game Guillotine, if you've ever played that.
I have Guillotine, yeah.
Or the We Are the Police is another game that's kind of similar to.
Didn't you play that one, Rody?
I played Headliner.
I watched someone play We Are the Police. I thought it was you. It was quite a while ago.
Yeah. But this one has a bit of a different element from games like there's also like the one where you're stamping passports. What's that one?
Papers, Please.
Yeah,
Papers, Please. So in this one, your character also has a certain risk because you have to execute or spare the correct people, or there may be an uprising, or someone else may point the finger at you. You have to take into account like who's the connections of this person that I'm judging, and because otherwise you might be the next one on the guillotine, and then sort of emulating the reality that was the reign of
French
terror
Revolution
in France. So. It's a lot of sort of. I highly doubt this game is going to ever allow you to play a 100% good guy. Guy path.
Yeah.
There's a lot of political maneuvering in this game.
Yeah. So. I do kind of I do like visual novels, and I do like you have to make these kind of choices and things like that. However, I'm someone that doesn't like making the wrong choice, or I like playing the good guy. So when I played something like Headliner, I wanted to be like a well balanced newspaper and everything, and so I didn't get the good ending. So like, oh, you did this wrong and you did this, and it was like, well, what do you mean I did that wrong? Surely that was the right decision to make. So yeah, it's stuff like that kind of annoys me, because it's in order to win the game you have to be a bit of an arsehole. So yeah, no, I don't think I can, like, for some things like that I can't really do. So
there are some buyers beware for this particular game as well. It is made by Polish developers, and from some of the reviews the translations might not be really great. Some of the translation people have described, it seems like I'm reading someone type in Polish and just swap out the Polish words for English words, at least in some passages. The grammar, because Polish word order is different from English, so there's people who've noticed just weird things, like they understand what they're saying, but it's like it takes you out of the experience when you're reading a sentence. Right. You have to go like, what did that say, and read it again.
I get that. Yeah, no, I get. And that was the same sort of thing. It looked very nice and everything, but they had this weird translation going on. So it was like, yeah, no.
Yep.
No.
Yeah. The vast majority of the ones that I'm showing, or the reviews I'm showing, are negative, which is very strange. Because I look at the overall numbers and it says 129 are positive and 28 are negative, but all it's showing on my screen are the negative ones.
Is it? Do you also have like the language filter set up?
Yes, I do.
If the Polish
set to my language only.
Yeah, it's available in French and Polish as well. So I suspect if there's not translation issues in those languages, they might have a higher positive outlook on it.
Well, this first one actually says, the first one I see on here says, I really wanted to like We the Revolution as a French historian with a legal background. The chance to play as a judge on a revolutionary tribunal was quite literally a gaming dream come true. I'm also a huge fan of Papers, Please, and the parallels between the two games piqued my interest even more. I followed the game intently over the past year and bought it as soon as it came out. I cannot recall the last time I was so excited for a release. Unfortunately, I found the final product to be underwhelming.
That's a shame.
He cites the writing as a problem.
Yeah.
And he says that he also cites the translation is not good.
Yeah.
So it's one of the things that, yeah, it is. But I can understand why he's upset. But like I said, just the first trailer I watched just made me go, "What? What is this?" Because it just didn't make any sense. And you get to the end, and it's like, "Oh, this is what is this?" And so I actually messaged Rody and was like, "Do you know where I can find more information about this? Because I'm not getting anything from this trailer." So I actually watched a 22-minute playthrough of it on YouTube to get more information. It seems interesting. Doesn't seem like my style of game. If you like visual novels and you like making decisions that a single decision alters the entire path that the game goes, then it's definitely up your alley. It's not for me. And it's too bad because I like the art style, but gameplay wise, it's not my style.
Really like the artwork. interesting mechanics, but again, because of my particular way of playing things, it doesn't quite tick that box of me wanting to give it a
this
go.
is not a game where you can play yourself or like really get inside the character. Like you're playing a corrupt French judge during the Revolution.
Yeah, so, exactly. And I'm not about that.
And the story seems to be really focused on the people you're judging, with a little bit of stuff about the guy doing the judgment. So it's definitely more of a Papers, Please and not so much a story RPG.
Yeah. And it also seems, based on what little I did see where they were doing the descriptions of the crimes and stuff like that, there was a lot of red herrings thrown in to really throw you off. So you may make a decision based on the information that 4 or 5 different people give, 4 or 5 witnesses give, and only to find out that they colluded and lied.
Oh yeah, and the one odd witness is
the one odd one that you thought that there's no way that one person said that there's no way that was actually the truth. So that kind of, I don't like that kind of
no. That's terrible. That is terrible game design, because then what you're trying to do is you're trying to make the player fail. That's the only reason why you would do that. Say, oh well, look, it was your fault, and it's like, that's not a good feeling. Yeah. That's not how,
I don't,
Yeah.
I don't generally like that kind of thing. It's this the whole, if you've got every arrow pointing to one thing, and you have one other arrow pointing away, it's common human nature to go, well, if that one arrow is pointing away, it's the outlier. We should go with what everything else does, because it's the crowd mentality. So it just kind of, it throws you in. It punishes you for doing what humans do, which doesn't seem like a good idea to me.
No.
But gameplay wise, if this is your type of game, go for it. I mean, it's currently on sale here. I don't know, is it on sale there for you? I don't know if the sales are all worldwide.
10% off here. So full price is £15.49. At 10% off, it's £13.94.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's 10% off here. It's $17.99 or $19.99 normally. So, yeah, if you like this kind of game, if you like Aviary Attorney, which I did not at all.
But I liked that game. I loved that game, and yet
I hated it.
This one I wouldn't pick up, because the thing is, that one is, for me, is more, there's funny elements to it, and we did fail some of the cases, but we did get the pretty good ending. Actually,
I did two or three, and I failed all of them. I was just like, nope, I'm done. I don't like this. I don't like this.
The writing was wonderful in AV Attorney. It was fun, even in losing. Yeah, that's the thing. I felt like, even though we lost like some of the things, it was still quite fun.
I also like the woodblock print type artwork.
Oh yeah.
That was beautiful.
I just I did not have fun. I did not have fun with Aviary Attorney.
I think we also had fun because we gave the characters silly voices as well. So that was part of it.
I was playing it by myself. I didn't play it on stream. There's no funny voices for me there.
Okay, so our final game of the list, after We the Revolution, is Friday, March 22nd. We have the game AntiPodal. And just looking into this,
I have no idea how to pronounce it.
Huh? AntiPodal?
I have no. I looked at the name. I was like, what? How is this pronounced? Because different people, I'm guessing, are going to pronounce it a different way. But did anybody else get the feeling of like V?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let me see. This isn't the same dev. Nope, this is a different dev. Liam Dehode.
So this is a single person developer.
Mm-hmm. From what I can tell, it's just a name. But yeah, so this game is well, first of all, I don't think I could ever play this because my severe dyslexia. But so basically, you exist on two planes, one with gravity going one direction, one with it going the other, and there's two different worlds because it's the inverse of each other, with different platforms and such, and you have to take advantage of that. You have to constantly be swapping between above and below, even in mid jumps. So.
Which is very, very interesting. It's very what's the word I'm looking for? It's disorienting.
Yeah.
Very disorienting, but it's fascinating to watch. I don't think I could play it, but this would be one of those ones that I would love to watch someone who's good at play on stream. because I think it would be absolutely amazing to see someone just speed running their ass through this thing. And I just look at it and go, I'm lost. I am truly and well lost just watching even the trailer. But the visuals are pretty interesting, and the movement physics are pretty cool too. So I do like the high contrast between two separate colors, like a very bright light color and a very dark color. It's just
and they're
it's
customizable.
Just very, very, very
so if you don't like,
I saw that.
That's really great. Yeah, again, it's not for me because I don't do platformers. But yeah, I could watch someone do this for a bit, although I don't feel like there is. Although you've got this one mechanic, I feel like that's it. You have that one mechanic. There's nothing else.
There's nothing else to entice you to stay.
Yeah, exactly. I need something else to stay long enough.
Even however many actually had more than just the gravity flipping thing.
Yeah.
So I never finished that game. I couldn't get anywhere in that game.
Oh man, I'm still stuck on that one. I need to finish it though. Yeah.
Yeah, but this is actually price-wise, this isn't that bad. I mean, how much is it where you're at?
It's £1.69. So yeah, again, it's like, it's pretty good. It doesn't say how many levels there are. So yeah, and apparently your poor chicken accidentally fell into a portal, so you are rescuing your poor chicken.
I'm sorry, Bok's gonna have to defend for themselves. If
there is a review.
If it was me, I'd be like, sorry.
They said it's kind of a rage game, but he did say edit level 19, so there's at least 19 levels. Is almost impossible because the height of the wall doesn't match the maximum jump. But he said almost impossible. So was it actually impossible? But yeah.
He still recommends it though.
Yeah, he still does.
Yeah. So that's it. If you like punishment, you like those platformers that give you plenty.
I want to
of
be the
punishment.
guy, stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Then this would be for you.
And the more like this, they have Hob listed.
Hob?
Yeah, Hob and Celeste. Now Celeste I have seen.
Yeah, Celeste makes sense, but Hob.
Yeah, but I don't know Hob.
Oh, Hob is made by the developers of Torchlight. It's sort of a 3D puzzle platformer.
I love Torchlight 1 and 2. Is Matt Uelmen doing the music for this one too? That almost makes it like an instant purchase. The music
does sound like Torchlight. It's definitely a different theme because it's not an ARPG, but yeah, it does definitely have the sound that made me think of, oh, this is a runic game. So I don't know if it's the same composer, but it definitely sounds.
Yeah, I'm getting more like this. Prince of Persia: Sands of Time.
Yeah, I saw this is nothing like Prince of Persia: Sands of Time.
Yeah.
The more like this recommendations make no sense. Like
yeah.
It is. The music is performed by Matt Uelmen. Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, that makes Hob much more of an interesting purchase for me. Because Matt Uelmen is an amazing composer. He did the music for Diablo 1 and 2 and Torchlight 1 and 2 and apparently Hob.
Glad to provide you for a recommendation that wasn't even on the list.
Yeah. I'm just going to add that one to my wish list real quick.
Notice a controller is strongly recommended to play this game for Hob.
Right.
So.
Right, yeah. Not for me, but you guys out there that like platformers, maybe pick this up.
I have a controller.
Yep. Yeah, and it's not going to break the bank. It's really cheap. And with that, that is our entire release list. We're all done. We're all done, folks.
Cool.
So I just want to start out and just say thank you, everyone, for stopping by. And second,
thank you for having me.
Yeah. Oh, we got the bad recommendation.
We do.
Oh, yes.
You got that surprise. Okay, what is the bad recommendation?
So it's all one word. So it's UFO Gen. Gen. Gen.
UFO
Gen.
Yeah. All one word. Yeah.
Oh my! What? Is that a TIE interceptor ripped off from Star Wars?
Yeah. And this is going for £10.29.
Oh my word!
$13 here. Oh. Oh, wow.
Oh no.
What are we watching here?
So
this looks like someone took a bunch of clip art and then moved it around on the screen. Oh boy.
This is like 10 quid, folks, so you know, I'm sure you're getting your money's worth.
Oh,
suddenly, I think I just died a little inside.
Mm.
Oh wow. I can see why this is your dishonorable mention.
Oh my word, this is so bad. This is like those gachi pon, the gachi muchi games. Like it uses that clip art thing. This is awful.
Oh.
Ugh. Yuck.
Oh man, why would you do this to us, Rhodey? Why?
Well, Game of the year right here. Game of the year.
Oh man.
$10. You know what?
Yeah.
You know what? Despite some of our,
did you guys see Bandicam?
Oh yeah,
at the top?
Bandicam. Oh yeah.
Despite some of the mediocre games on this list, I can say with confidence all of them are better than this.
Some are better than this.
Yeah. This is the thing. We had such a strong showing for Monday.
Yeah.
I was expecting the rest of the week to go like that. You know, like a lot of strong releases, but as the week went on, it seemed like there was less and less.
It's just more and more shovelware.
Yeah, it's a shame. I was hoping we'd have another stellar week like we did last week.
I'm probably going to draw gasps for anybody that knows this, but I think XCOM Enforcer might be better than this.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
There's
at least they put some effort into their 3D models.
Yeah, and of course there's just side things. Yeah, Sekiro came out this last week.
Look at the cracks in the glass. Do you guys see the grain on the edging on the cracked glass? Because they just composited some. They probably took someone's artwork from online and then composited on the top. Oh man, this is awful. Yes, Sekiro came out. And I want to play it, but well, Akio, I play a lot of old computer games, so it's not that much of a deep pull for me, considering I was playing it like the month before last, going, wow, how did this ever get released? And then I see this and I go, okay, I don't feel so bad about XCOM Enforcer now.
This is horrendous, my word. Anyhow, on that note, n8tehnotgr8, let us know just where people can find you on the internet.
You can find me on Twitch. I stream Monday, Wednesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Usually at night. I'm in Central Daylight Savings Time, so CDT. So when you look at my schedule, it's in that time. I stream pretty much mostly a mix of old games, anywhere from the mid 80s to late 90s, and I stream Rocksmith. Those are the two things that I generally tend to stream. No, it has not aged well. XCOM Interceptor has not aged well. I do have a Twitter account, but I almost never use it. So the only thing you see on there is occasionally I'm going live. You can find me on Discord. I have my own Discord server and stuff like that. But aside from that, I don't really have a large online presence. Just Twitch.
Okay.
And I have a YouTube channel. If you guys want to see intros from old classic video games using the actual original musical hardware that was used. Play it, like MT32 and Sound Canvas and stuff like that, but aside from that, nothing.
I really like
major.
those.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's great, because some of the games I actually had, and then to hear the better version of the music of them, it was really good. It was really nice.
It's fascinating. A lot of people grew up with the ad lib, and they're like, "Oh, I love the ad lib. Nothing will ever top the ad lib." And it's like, have you ever heard it in the original Roland MT32 multi-timbral soundtrack? What? Here, let me just slide this video over to you, and you can check this out. And everyone goes, "It sounds like real instruments." It's like, yeah. Back when I was a kid, everyone made jokes about how the computer games sounded so terrible, and you like listen to it how they actually composed it, and you go, "Wow, no, this actually sounds amazing." They put a lot of effort into the music back then. You just never realized it because none of us could afford the $800 music equipment.
Yeah.
But yeah, find me on Twitch. I'm on YouTube under n8tehnotgr8's Misadventures in Gaming, I think is what it is. I don't even know. I don't upload that often. Just some videos and stuff, you know. I realized very quickly I would never be a YouTube star, and I don't. My goal on Twitch is just to play games and have fun and chat with people. That's all I'm here for.
It's never too late.
Yeah, but yeah, Mishaps in Gaming, n8tehnotgr8 and Mishaps in Gaming is the name of my channel on YouTube. So.
Right.
If you guys want to check it out, there's some old videos of me playing Freddy Farkas Frontier Pharmacist with my wife and having rage because the stupid controls for one of the arcade events just didn't work. It didn't work. I've read the instructions. I even read the walkthrough, and I couldn't get it to work right. So yeah, but yeah, no, Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday.
Ooh.
So.
All right, Brody Pie, how about you? What's your plans this next week?
Let's see. Yeah, I haven't been. I was gonna go on last week, like, or on Thursday at least, but no, it was just like I was in an appointment for like 3.5 hours, so it was just like, and it was a hair appointment. So I had like at one point I had two hairstylists like blow drying my hair because it's like, your hair's really difficult. It's like, yeah, I know. so at the end of it, I was just like, no, too tired with this. But yeah, I'm normally on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 9:30 UK time, and I'm desperately gonna try and finish Victor because I feel like, because I'm been playing regularly enough, it's like kind of dragging on now.
Oh yeah.
But it's still a great point and click though. But yeah, it's I just want to get it done, and then I can put it on my little completed list. Yeah.
And of course, Brody Pie is on Twitch. Denny, you don't have any other significant online presence, right? Just Twitch mostly.
I'm on like Discord as well.
Okay.
So I have my own little Discord corner because Brody Pie's Cafe. But and I, again, like Nate, I have a Twitter, but mainly to stalk other people.
Yeah,
I never post.
That's all I use Twitter for. There's a lot more interesting people on Twitter than
exactly.
So, but yeah. And with that, I'm trying to stream more often, but with work and stuff, I just never really know. But we will be back. Not next week, so there will not be a podcast next week because I am going off into the woods that Sunday, so I'm going to be out of town. But we'll probably have a special episode, to cover 2 weeks of news, on the first Sunday of April. So please do look forward to it. And that's us next week.
Yeah, and also,
Thank you very much for having me on the show.
In the meantime, if any of you are watching the YouTube or live here, if you check out any of the games that we've said, tell us, give us some feedback on what your thoughts were on them. We always want to know. We always want that feedback.
There's that point-and-click adventure game. I was just looking for that. Victor.
Yeah, it's good. It's pretty good. I like the cartoon.
Yeah,
but yeah, thanks for having me. Yeah. I really enjoy it every week.
Oh man, this has been a blast.
One other thing, real quick before you go. If you're watching this live, or if it's shortly after this was actually aired on YouTube, currently GOG is having their spring sale. Goodoldgames.com or GOG.com. They currently are listing over 600 deals at up to 90% off, and that includes old games and more modern games. They do have a mix, more old games than they do new games, but up to 90% off. And one of the things about GOG is that they are DRM free. So if you don't like DRM, the games they have there will not have that. And right on the front page, one of the games they have listed is This Is the Police. Currently on sale for $2.99.
Oh, wow.
So
very nice.
They used to do regional matching, but they don't anymore because they actually upped the percentage that they give to the creators. So it'll be $2.99 US, or I'm guessing £2.99 in Britain. But yeah, they've got tons of stuff on sale. They have daily sale items that are usually higher percentages off, and then they have just the stuff that's on sale through the whole thing. But yeah, it's going from now till I don't know when, because it doesn't tell me.
Cool.
Okay.
But yeah, that's a cool sale. So.
All right. So with that, we're gonna just say our farewells. Have a good post game and find someone to host. So welcome Nate, and Yeah, thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Bye.